This video is brought to you by box.co.uk, Birmingham-based retailer that stocks over 50,000 products that are supplied throughout the UK. Hello everyone, this is Imran from Gaming Till Disconnected, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at the MSI X99A Godlike gaming motherboard. As usual, this is the testing setup I used for this review of the Godlike gaming motherboard, which is the newest motherboard from MSI using the X99 chipset. Now, here at GTD, it's very rare that we go into any detail about a product's packaging. However, I was so impressed that I feel it's worth a mention. After marvelling at the box, you'll soon want to take out the Godlike, where you'll of course find the motherboard, as well as the drivers and utilities disc, a quick start guide, the user guide, an I/O shield, 10 SATA cables, the software and applications user guide, 6 V-check cables, a 6.3mm to 3.5mm headphone jack, M connectors, 2 antennae, 4 SLI bridges of varying lengths, Turbo U2 host card, a USB flash drive with the drivers and utilities, a door hanger, a case badge and cable labels. Before I continue, I just want to point out that this is an E80X motherboard and must be coupled with a case that supports this form factor. Otherwise, you may run into some trouble when fitting it inside a case. The Godlike follows the usual MSI gaming series colour scheme of black and red. It has a very appealing look with the red accents across the dragon armour and dragon heatsink, which are the most striking features thanks to the metallic materials used in these locations. However, what makes this motherboard really stand out from the rest is the use of LED lighting. This is the first motherboard of its kind, with customizable colour LED lights spread out across the motherboard. As well as multiple colour choices, the LEDs can also run some preset animations. In order to customize the LED lights, you are given two options. The first is to use MSI's proprietary mobile app, Mystic Lights, found on Google Play. As far as I can tell, at the time of writing this review, Mystic Light isn't available on Apple's App Store. Anyway, Mystic Light is pretty straightforward. You connect to the motherboard via Bluetooth. Bear in mind you have to install the antennae and Bluetooth drivers beforehand. Then change the lights to a colour of your choice from a colour wheel, or choose one of the 8 preset modes. There is also a music mode found only on the Mystic Lights app. I initially thought this feature would manipulate the LEDs in accordance to the music being played on my phone. However, regardless of playing a variety of genres, from The Offspring to Taylor Swift and a sprinkling of Kanye West, the lights cycled through the colours at what appeared to be the same pace. Also, you can only load one song at a time, as opposed to having a playlist. The second method to customize the LED lighting is to use MSI's gaming app, which is also fairly easy to use. You get the same 8 predefined modes, although you get a smaller choice of colors, where you're given 8 fixed values instead of a color wheel. Since this is the first time LEDs have been used on a motherboard in this manner to this extent, I was quite impressed. However, as awesome as this feature is, the novelty can soon disappear. In its current state, there are a few issues with the LED lighting system, namely the system forgetting the chosen color and/or the lighting mode when you turn the Bluetooth off on your mobile phone or tablet when using the Mystic Light app. Or, if you're using the gaming app when you shut down the system, the LED lights revert back to the default red color, although when simply resetting the system this isn't an issue. There is however a solution when using the gaming app. If you set the gaming app to run on startup, the LEDs will set back to your chosen color and mode, although during the post-process the LED lights will be in their default red. Taking a look at other aspects of the motherboard, starting at the top, you'll notice an 8+4 pin CPU power connector and one of the 5 fan headers tucked away behind the VRM heatsink. The 2011-3 socket breaks up the 8 DDR4 RAM slots into 2 banks of 4. There are at the time of this review only a handful of processors that will be compatible with this socket. Also, just for those of you that may not be aware, this motherboard and the rest of the X99 motherboards will only accept DDR4 RAM, with the Godlike able to accept up to 128GB of RAM as soon as 16GB sticks are available and a CPU that can support this capacity. So for now, you'll have to settle for a maximum of 64GB of RAM. This is of course still a considerable amount that should satisfy the hungriest of users, at least for the time being anyway. Below the RAM DIMMs you'll find the dragon armour I spoke of earlier, which MSI say will help keep audio signals pure by preventing electromagnetic interference from other components. Surrounding the extended armour are the steel armoured PCIe slots. Despite what the promotional material says, from what I can tell these are more likely to be aluminium. You'll also notice there are 5 PCIe slots, allowing up to a 4-way SLI, provided the CPU has enough lanes. In between the bottom 2 PCIe slots, you'll also find an M2 port. This is where the included U2 adapter connects for SSDs, like the 2.5-inch Intel 750. I initially thought this adapter would get in the way of graphics cards in this area, but I found this was not the case. MSI have updated their Audio Boost technology to version 3, where it includes a DAC and a 6.35mm dedicated headphone connector. Next to the Dragon armor is the Dragon heatsink, featuring the MSI Gaming Series Dragon embossed onto it, above the MSI branding. At the bottom of the motherboard, you'll find fan headers, USB 2.0 and 3.0 headers, and 3 slide switches. The left switch allows you to select either the front panel audio ports or the 6.3mm headphone port as your audio out, sliding it to the left for the front audio or to the right for the 6.3mm headphone port. The middle switch allows you to activate slow mode booting, meant for liquid nitrogen cooled systems. And the last switch along the bottom allows you to switch between the 2 BIOS ROMs. So if one has crashed, you can simply slide the switch to the second BIOS and boot from there. It's an incredibly useful tool, should you ever be unlucky enough to need it. On the bottom right, you'll also find a 2-digit status indicator, which presents error codes during the post process, then switches to show the CPU temperature in degrees Celsius when running the operating system, which I think most people will agree is always handy. Going up from the 2-digit status indicator, you'll find a bank of 10 SATA connectors, including a SATA Express connector. A bit further up, you'll find another USB 3.0 header, but be cautious of this location, as the connector may interfere with graphics cards in the first PCIe slot. Continuing upwards from the USB 3.0 header, you'll find the 24-pin power connector, voltage checkpoints, another fan header, and onboard buttons to control the power, reset, and OC Genie. Here you'll also find another switch, which controls the overclock level of the OC Genie function. Gear 1, where the switch is on the left-hand side, is the default position, whereas Gear 2 will set the system frequency higher than Gear 1. Finally, on the opposite side of the onboard buttons, you have the rear I/O ports, where you can find a PS2 port, USB 2.0 ports, a clear CMOS button, USB 3.1 ports, 4 USB 3.0 ports, 2 LAN ports, a 6.3mm headphone port, the ports for the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth antennae, and audio ports including an optical out. Just a quick note, you can use both the LAN port and the Wi-Fi module to reach a bandwidth of up to 2864 megabits per second, thus allowing you to download a game and play a game online with minimal lag. Just be aware that this is very much dependent on your current internet speeds or your network setup. Moving on to the UEFI BIOS, MSI use their ClickBIOS 4 system that can be commonly found in other MSI motherboards. ClickBIOS 4 is split into 6 sections, with some basic system information across the top. From here you can activate OC Genie for a quick and dirty overclock of the system. Although if you know what you're doing, then you can drill down into the advanced settings to adjust the voltages and frequencies manually, allowing for more precision with your overclocks. As with any motherboard, the MSI X99A Godlike is accompanied by a host of software, and like with previous motherboards I've tested from MSI, I find myself once again mostly using MSI's Command Center app, as well as Intel's Extreme Tuning utility. For those who don't know, Command Center allows for on-the-fly overclocking and tuning of the system, as well as providing at-a-glance information about the system. A feature I was quite excited in seeing in the Godlike is mobile control, or remote server. This allows you to control different aspects of the motherboard like power status, adjust the CPU and memory settings, and monitor every aspect of the motherboard in real time with a mobile device and the accompanying mobile app. This sounded brilliant. However, when trying to use this feature, I wasn't having much luck. I was continually told that I was unable to connect, despite having the right IP, port and security key. I also found that the mobile app would crash a lot. If the Google Play page is anything to go by, then it would appear that this app is either a hit or a miss for a lot of people. All that being said, if you haven't used a feature like this, then you won't be missing out. It seems MSI are starting to forgo Creative's Sound Blaster Cinema software in favour of Nahimic audio software. We first saw Nahimic audio software when reviewing the MSI 24GE All-in-One, and after being able to test it for myself, I quite like it. As well as making games, movies and music sound better, it provides you with an extra level of control over the audio. There are 3 profiles which come preset, but you can customize these to suit your personal needs. Although, if after making these adjustments you prefer the original preset, you can quickly reset the profile. Unfortunately, at this time, other than the 3 preset profiles, music, gaming and movie, you can't create more profiles, but I think for most, 3 will suffice. As well as these bits of software, there's a whole host of other software features which we cover in more depth in the written review, so be sure to check that out. Before I move on to the benchmarks, I just wanted to mention that we're looking for writers for our website, so if you're interested, contact us via the link in the description. Although the results on the motherboard are largely dictated by other components, the purpose of these results is to show you what you can achieve with the Godlike at the heart of your setup. Bear in mind these results are with a single GTX 980. We also performed system benchmarks which are illustrated in the written review, so don't forget to check them out. That link can also be found in the description below. After reviewing the MSI X99A Godlike gaming motherboard, I can definitely say it's not going to be for everyone. The price of £420 is likely to scare off a lot of people, but if you're not discouraged by that and you have the money to spare, then chances are you're going to like this motherboard. Visually, it's very appealing with its metallic accents and colour scheme. The LED lights, although having some issues, is currently something no other manufacturer is offering. These lights definitely add an extra level of personalisation to your build, without going into custom mods, although I can see them being utilised in such a build and stealing the show. This motherboard begs to be seen, and I definitely think it would look great inside a windowed case, especially if you're a fan of the black and red. As I said, the Godlike is an E80X motherboard, so be sure to pair it with a case that's compatible with its size. This motherboard is packed full of features and software, and is best suited for your high-end builds. Not to say that you can't make budget-friendly systems with this motherboard, but it would seem wasteful if you're not going to be taking advantage of all its features. If you're wanting to upgrade to the X99 chipset and can do without all the bells and whistles, maybe you should consider the MSI X99S SLI Plus, which has a number of the software features mentioned in this review, with a considerably lower price point. If you do end up getting this motherboard or you already have it, then we would love to see your build and share it with our fans, so be sure to tweet us a picture. In fact, if you just want to show off your current build, then tweet us a picture anyway, we'd love to see it. Thank you for watching everyone, I hope you liked this video. If you did, then please give it a like and share it. If you want to see more awesome videos from us, then click that subscribe button, and be sure to change your subscription preferences to be notified when we upload a video, or sign up to our mailing list and never miss a video. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and now Instagram. Those links can be found in the description below. Thanks to box.co.uk for sponsoring this video. If you're in the UK, you should definitely check them out for all your gaming and computer needs. Now, if you live outside the UK, then please consider using our Amazon affiliate links. You won't be paying anything extra, but you'll be helping us out. Once again, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good day, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.